Greetings, I'm Barrent and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're going to be doing a playthrough of Alien: Fate of the Nostromo. This is a game I've been super excited for a while. As you may know, I'm a huge Alien fan. I love everything about it. We're going to dive into this game. Now, I asked in the unboxing video what people would like to see, and we are going to be adding in the Ash variant to this game. I've had a few people asking for this one. I also asked for what characters and how many people wanted to see, and I've been able to get down to 3. So we're going to be playing with 3 characters, and we are going to be using Ash. Now, to start the game, we're going to go ahead and set this game up. If you're excited to see if our characters can make it off the Nostromo, or at least maybe do a little bit better than the movie, then I need you to meet me at the table.
You've been watching my girl ever since I introduced you. Listen right here. You've been shifting and squirming, the kind of movements that make me nervous, man.
To begin the setup, the first thing you're going to do is select how many players you're going to play with. We have chosen to do 3. So we're going to take this alien standee right here. We're going to place it right down here on our crew morale track. Instead of being able to start the 4 or 5, because we're not playing with 4 or 5, we're going to start at 1 through 3. If this track ever gets down here, guess what happens? You guessed it! You can read just like me, crew lost! Oh, that's terrible, we don't want to lose. That would be horrible. Right up here it does say the crew members of the USS Nostromo are required to regularly evaluate mental acuity. This assessment is mandatory per Weyland-Yutani Regulation 2232-4. Why not? Next, we have a super panned out view of the board. We have to place some scrap down. Scrap is going to be used to potentially craft items or weapons that we can use to help us through our journey. Also, we might need it for some of our objectives. The reason I've panned out so far is I want to show you a little bit how this board works. We have 2 complete different sections of our ship, and we're able to travel through them through these Jeffrey tube type contraptions here. These ladders is how we're going to go from one to the other. Of course, we have our alien lair down here where the alien is going to start, and he's going to come into the ship and try to get us. We also have our bridge up here, and Mother is right next to it, of course. We have our galley here. The med bay is here. We have our docking bay and airlock both there. We have a workshop, which is kind of an important place. In this game, we're going to be placing down eventually some of these coolant canisters, and these are going to be used for a couple things as well. Potentially objectives. You could also use them when you bring them to the workshop to turn into scrap. Of course, this is a finite resource. If we are out of these and we need some for an objective, we're going to lose. That'd be bad news city. We have a garage right here, maintenance, and our last one down here is the equipment storage. And these places might come up in some of our encounter cards that we're going to be flipping over as we play through the game. The only other one I didn't mention was we do have our hypersleep right up there. Let's go ahead and place out our 2 scrap in some of these locations. We'll start by placing 2 right here in the garage, and check it out. There's a little burn mark there from where that alien in the med bay probably sizzled through the floor and through the ceiling and down again through this floor. Oh, that was a pretty cool part of the movie. 2 scrap will be placed up here in Mother. We'll place 2 in the med bay, and check it out. There's the burn mark from when they tried to cut the face hugger off of Kane. It burned right through here. Oh, that's actually cool. I like the little attention to detail for that. The final set of 2 scrap will be placed here in the maintenance bay. Next, we're going to take our concealed tokens, give them a good old truffle shuffle here so they're all set to go. And we're going to take 3 of these and place them onto the board in specific places. We'll place 1 in the garage, 1 in the workshop, and we're also going to place 1 right here in the maintenance. Next, we'll place out our coolant canisters. 1 of them is going to go in the workshop, 1 will go here in the maintenance bay, 1 will go in the garage, 1's going to go right here in the equipment storage. And the final 2 we placed up here in Mother, and the other one will be placed here in the hypersleep chamber. Over here on the side of the board, I have all of the different things we can craft, and I've taken one of our player cards to place next to it to remind myself how to craft them and what they're going to do when we craft them. I also have leftover scrap, which is also a finite resource. If it is all on our characters or on the board and we're supposed to place one and we can't, then you don't get to place one. So we might want to try to keep using our scrap when we have it. Also, the rest of the concealed tokens are all going to stay right up here, and if you ever reveal one on the ship, you're going to place it back in here and mix it in. So you're never going to know what could possibly be out in the Nostromo. Next, we're going to take our objective cards, give them a good old truffle shuffle here, and then after we do that, we're going to place out 1 per player plus 1. So we are playing with 3 characters, so we're going to shuffle these up, and we're going to take 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It says to place these at the top of the board, but I'd like to keep them where we have a chance of being able to see them, so I'm going to move some of this around so we can place them all right here. We'll start by looking at our first objective. This is one we have to complete. Shouldn't have landed on this ball. Task, bring a grapple gun to the garage. So we have to craft a grapple gun and we have to bring it to the garage. That's all we have to do to complete it. We don't have to put it anywhere. We don't got to drop it. We don't have to do anything. We just have to bring a grappling gun to the garage. Our next one is check the hypersleep chamber. Bring a motion tracker to the hypersleep chamber. So we're already needing to craft 2 different items in order to complete our objectives. That's pretty cool. Our next one is going to be, where is it? We have to bring a flashlight to the med bay. Wow, we're going to be just loaded with items. This is going to be awesome. So good news, we're probably making these anyway. This way we have them for what we're going to need them for. Crew meeting. All crew members in galley with at least 1 scrap token each crew members inventory. Okay, that's kind of cool. So maybe after we make all these things and we complete these 3 objectives, we'll try to do the last one by getting everybody to the main crew area. Where is it? The galley. We have to get them to the galley. All right, those are the objectives we have to try to complete. Next, we'll take our final objective cards, give them, again, a good old truffle shuffle. If you're playing solo, there are 2 of these that you'll have to be taking out, but we are not playing solo. We are playing with 3 players. That, of course, means you actually are playing with a solo character, not as a solo individual playing the game. We will take 1 at random and place it right there. When all of our objectives are complete, we will then flip over our final mission and see if we can survive the Nostromo. Next, we'll take our encounter cards, give them a good old truffle shuffle here, and place them down on the board. We could put them anywhere we want. I'm just going to place them right here on the board so they're all set to go, and we can draw them as we play. We'll place this mean old alien right here in the nest. He's going to be gunning for us. And since we decided to play with the Ash variant, we'll place him in the medbay. He's, of course, studying the aliens. His goal is to thwart everything we're trying to do. He's going to be moving towards us and potentially doing morale damage, and he's also going to be removing scrap from the board and from our characters as well. He's just going to be, being a mean person run by the company. Now let's meet the crew that's going to be playing in the Nostromo. Not everybody's here, but Lambert is. Lambert is voted for by the community. We have 3 characters, and thanks to all of you, we have decided who they're going to be. Of course, our first one is Lambert. As I said, she has 4 actions, and she has a special power here that states that I can spend an action to look at the top card of the encounter deck. You may put it on bottom of the deck. Here is her little character standee person here, the miniature. We'll put that in the galley. All of our characters will start the game in the galley, which is kind of cool. Sadly, if they all had a scrap, we would have been able to complete objectives. Not going to happen. But hopefully it will as we continue. It wouldn't be complete if we didn't have our commander. We have Dallas here. He has no special abilities, but he does get 5 actions, which is pretty good. Now, hopefully, Lambert and Ripley can help him out a little bit better this time than they did in the movie. And the poor guy found the alien and didn't survive. And it wouldn't be an Alien movie without Ripley. So Ripley will be joining us as well. She has 4 actions, and she can spend an action to move another crew member 1 space. So she is able to move people. She can't do anything else with them. But she does have her little miniature here. We'll put that in the galley along with everybody else, and our characters are all set to go. And that's the setup. We're all ready to start Alien, the Fate of the Nostromo. Now, before you do, there are a couple things I want to talk about. First off, like I said, you can lose if your crew morale reaches the bottom. Also, this potentially can self-destruct. And if the ship, of course, self-destructs and we're still on it, and we haven't completed all the mission objectives, we also could lose that way. The other thing I want to touch on is Ash. Ash is a character in its own and has its own abilities here. So whenever Ash moves, he uses the shortest route to try to get to all our characters. Like I said, he's going to be trying to take scrap from us, and he's also going to be taking scrap from the places that he moves into. Now, it is confirmed that when he's in the medbay and he has to take scrap at the very beginning of the game, he will not take this as technically kind of his scrap. So he will be coming out and going after us, and any place he goes after the medbay, he'll be going after that scrap. And if he ever ends his turn in a space where one of us are, we have to discard a scrap or we will lose 1 morale. Oh, Ash is something else. If ever we decide to actually just stay in the same space he is, we could just kind of keep him under observation. And he won't move, and I don't have to worry about discarding scrap or losing morale as long as I'm the one that is in there with him, not him moving into my space. Let's go ahead now and start with our first character. And we are going to have the person who got hissed at by a cat last goes first. Well, that's nobody. because I don't have a cat and I haven't hissed at my cat. I don't even know when that's ever happened last. So we're not going to worry about that. And of course, I'm playing solo, so I get to choose who gets to go first. I get to perform any number of these actions. I can choose to move, which will be able to move one space. I can perform one of the following: to pick up any number of scrap, pick up an item in a room, or drop an item. Drop any number of scrap. All of that is going to be an action. Also, I can use craft action. Perform one of the following: use your special ability, use an item you have, or craft an item. Then you can also trade, which I can give or take any number of items with other crew in the same space you are. And these down here is just iconography to help me remember how to play the game. We'll start, I think, with Dallas. Dallas does have 5 actions. Whenever you move, each one of these spaces is considered a space to move through. So you're going to move into a corridor, then a room, a corridor, and a room, and so on and so forth. What we're going to do with Dallas, I think he needs to go talk to Mother really quick. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up to there, and then inside this room, he is able to pick up or drop any number of scrap or an item in the room. Or he can drop an item, or he can drop any number of scrap. He's going to pick up the 2 scrap that is in this room, and we'll place this down on his card. We'll place that right here. And as you can see, he's got a spot for a coolant. He can only carry 1. These are big, giant monstrosities of canisters, so you can't carry many of them. So every character can only carry 1, and it'll be going in that slot if or when I pick one of these up. Also, a character may have as much scrap as they possibly want. Like I said, it's a finite resource though, so if it's all on our character cards, we don't actually be able to pick up any more that's out on the board. Dallas has completed his turn, so his crew action phase is complete. We'll move into the encounter phase by drawing the top card and seeing what it says. We have Order 937 Crew Expendable. Oh, Ash, you evil thing. The active crew member loses all scrap tokens. Oh, that's terrible. Shuffle all Order 937 encounter cards back into the encounter deck. If Ash is in the ship and no crew member is with him, move him 2 spaces. Oh, it's terrible. So I just have to shuffle this back in because, well, I don't have anybody else to shuffle in. Now, the interesting thing is it'll only be shuffling in these Order 937 cards. So the longer you stay in this ship doing things, the more and more that the harder and more evil cards will be stuck inside this encounter deck. So let's go ahead and shuffle it up. We'll then place it right down there, and let's move Ash. He'll move towards the closest person, and if there is a tie, which there is because he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there, the active player is able to choose where this movement will go. I'm going to move him 1, 2, just like that. And of course, Dallas will lose both the scrap that he just picked up. That is totally ruining my plan that I was planning on. Oh, curse you, Ash. With my plan out the window, we'll try Ripley. Ripley will go next. She's going to move 1, 2, and she's going to use this to move to the next room. She'll move here for 3, and with her 4th action, she'll pick up this coolant canister. We return to the encounter cards and see what we found. Another Order 937. Each crew loses 1 scrap. If Ash is in the ship, move him 2 spaces. Oh my gosh, this guy is out of control. He's already after me. Well, okay, then this one doesn't say to shuffle it back in, so we'll place it in a discard pile just right up there. Now remember, we don't want to go too far away from this deck because I might have to be reshuffling these back in at some point. Ha ha, Ash. This time we don't have any scrap for you to take. But he does move 1, 2 towards Lambert. And now if Lambert doesn't get out of here and he moves into that square, since she has no scrap, he'll be doing 1 morale damage to us. So let's get Lambert out of there. She'll use her 4 actions to move 1, 2... does she go down with Ripley? I think she's going to go 3, 4 over to the medbay. She's going to try to steal Ash's scrap before he can come back around, I hope. Now, this game is actually called Alien. He's usually the big bad guy running around. So far, Ash has been the bane of my existence. But who knows? This one will probably be the alien coming after us now, but we'll see what the cards show. With Lambert's crew action phase complete, we'll draw our next encounter card. We have found Quiet, Docking Bay. So first off, we're going to move our alien 1 space. If it actually gets to one of our characters, it's going to do 2 morale damage. In the docking bay, we'll be placing 2 scrap and 1 of our concealed tokens. Let's go ahead and do that now. Our alien will move 1 space towards the closest figure, which is Ripley, found in the equipment storage. Then in the docking bay, we'll place a concealed token and 2 scrap for Ash to get probably next turn. And there you have it. We were able to get through one complete turn. We ran through all three of our characters, quick actions, and we draw an encounter card and do what it says. This game goes lickety-split. I love it. And let's keep on going. We're going to move right back into Dallas's turn. He gets to do those 5 actions. After our first turn, that really didn't turn out to be as good as I was hoping because we pretty much lost all our scrap. We're going to move over to Dallas. He's going to pick up this for his first action. He's going to grab a coolant canister. Then he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. He's dangerously close to Ash, but I don't have any choice. We've got to keep going to try to find some scrap to build these items. Let's draw our next encounter card and see what happens. It is all quiet in the garage. So we're going to move the alien 1 space, grab 3 scrap, and put it in the garage with a concealed token. This alien will move 1 space, which kind of cuts Ripley off from going this way, but that's okay. She'll have to go back around. We'll also place 3 scrap here in the garage. There is already a token here. So if there's already a token in a place where it tells you to put one based on your card, you're going to ignore that token. We'll discard this card and move into Ripley's turn. Now, one thing I could do is I could purposely run into this alien. I could move 1, 2, and just have that alien find me, and I would lose 2 morale, and then whenever an alien is in the same space as you are, after losing the morale, you have to move your person 3 spaces, and it will also end any other actions you have on your turn. We're not going to do that. We're going to go back up in through this, what is it? Oh, it's a staircase, or ladder. We're going to go up through the ladder. That's what we're going to do. So we'll move 1, then I'm going to use her ability to spend an action to move another crew member 1 space. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to kind of get away from Ash the best we can, and hopefully away from the alien the best we can. Ripley was able to use her ability to move people. That is hopefully going to save her. We'll draw our next encounter card off the top of the deck, and we have found the alien is stalking. It's going to move 3 spaces, and if it actually gets to somebody, it's going to do 3 morale worth of damage. It would be absolutely terrible. Use caution while navigating an M-class starfighter. Dark passages can hide obstacles and hazards. Wayland Yutani, Directive 233.2. Okay, here comes the alien. Let's see if he can get to us. Well, it's going to be sad times on the Nostromo. This alien moves 3, 1, 2, and you bet it can use this ladder just like we can. So 3, it's going to end up there. At this point, it did end in a place where one of our characters are, so it's going to do 3 morale damage. Now, it's not going to do 3 morale for each character. Once it ends up in a space like that, it just does 1, 2, 3. Our track is already beginning to move. Since our alien is in our space, we have to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to have Dallas do the same. 1, 2, 3. Lambert's turn is next. She's going to pick up these scrap pieces as her first action. And then with her second action, she's going to use these 2 scrap to make a flashlight. Right here, I can spend 2 scrap to make a flashlight. Whenever you lose morale, reduce the amount lost by 1. May be used when it's not your turn. Does not stack with other flashlights. No action is required to use this, and I can use this unlimited. So we'll take our flashlight and put it down here with the rest of her items. She can only carry 2 more items and a coolant. We have to remove the 2 scrap because we used it to build. That's 2 of her actions. She has 2 left. Before we do any more actions, we are going to be able to complete this objective. It says, where is it? Bring a flashlight to the med bay, and she has a flashlight, and she's in the med bay. So that is going to complete this objective. We will flip this over. 1 down, 3 to go. And of course, we've already found the alien. She has 2 more actions to go. She's going to move out. No, what she's going to do is first, she's going to use her ability. She can spend an action to look at the top card of the encounter deck, and I may put it on the bottom of the deck. She has found quiet, and it's going to put 2 in the galley, and it's also going to put a concealed token there as well. I think we're going to keep that on top, and with her last action, she will move, knowing that she is safe because the alien is over here and will only move 1 space. Let's go ahead and draw that card. We know what it is. It's in the galley. We'll put down 2 scrap in the galley along with 1 of our tokens as well. And that's going to be the end of her turn. We will discard this card, but first we also have to move the alien. It will move 1 space towards the closest person. She's caught between a Ash and an alien space. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe she can escape up through there. Moving to Dallas's turn, he will first go 1, 2 over here. Now when you move into a room with a token, the first thing you get to do is actually check to see if your objective is complete. It is not. The only objective we have for the garage is this one. It says shouldn't have landed on this ball. Bring the grapple gun to the garage. We don't have a grapple gun yet, so we can't complete that objective. So at this point, we will flip over this token and see what happens. Oh, we found an alien! Oh, that's absolutely epically terrible! Now, after we have revealed one of these tokens, this will go into the pool of other tokens. And then we will mix them up just like this, so we don't know what is what, so we always never know what could possibly be out there. You can't count the tokens, because you never know what tokens are going to be pulled. We'll move the alien to here because that is the token that we pulled. And whenever you pull the token with the alien on it, it moves to where that location is. He now has to move 3 spaces, 1, 2, and I don't think he's going to go to the alien lair. I think he'll move up here. And at this point, he also has to end all of his actions. The other option I have is I can go 1, 2, 3 and potentially bring him back up through the green space instead of the red space. Maybe we might try that. I think we will. We'll actually have him go that way. 1, 2, 3. Dallas can maybe get up to the galley that way. That's the end of his turn. Of course, because this alien was in here and it was part of the token, we do have to take 2 morale damage. Look at this. Our crew is slowly losing morale. We're almost halfway dead already. The only good thing about finding that alien is because it was revealed and we had to move our character, it ends our turn and we do not draw an encounter card on this turn for Dallas. I guess that's half the battle. Ripley's turn is next. She is going to move Lambert 2 spaces. We are going to move Lambert 1 to right there. With her remaining turn, she's going to move 2 to here. We do not complete an objective, so we will look at this token and see what happens. Oh, we found Jonesy. Oh, yuck. Jonesy's going to do us 1 morale damage, but we'll do that in just a second. We will also be putting this token back with the rest of our tokens. That was my 1, 2 second action. Third action, I'm going to pick up this scrap, and for my 4th action, I am going to use that scrap to build myself a motion detector. Reveal a concealed token in a room up to 2 spaces away. If it's the alien, place the alien figure in the room and you gain an action. Shuffle the revealed token into the concealed token stack, and I have unlimited use with that. There is, of course, a reason I bought that. Not only is it a cool thing to have this motion tracker, but also we do have a objective that uses the motion tracker. I need to bring this to the hypersleep chamber, and all I have to do is bring it there. I don't have to actually do anything with it once it's there. So let's put this with our character. She now has 2 more items she can still carry. We have to put this token back in, and I have to take 1 morale damage. So we go down 1 more, and we'll take that token and mix it in with the rest of these tokens. They're all set to go. Wow. This is this is turning out to be something else. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage already. Wow. Her turn is complete. We will draw an encounter card. Jonesy does not prevent you from drawing an encounter card, only that alien inside the concealed tokens. We have found quiet. In Mother, we'll put 2 scrap and a concealed token, and we're going to move the alien 1 space. Let's go ahead and do that. Our alien will move down here. Look at all this scrap. I really want to get to that room, but I gotta get this alien out of here. We will place 2 scrap and a concealed token up there. With Lambert's 4 actions, she will start by moving 1 up to there. She, again, does not complete any objectives in the docking bay. We'll see what our token is. We found the alien again. Oh, that's barf. We'll put the alien up here, which is kind of good. It's out of that way of that room I really want to get to. But that's going to end all actions she would do, and she has to move 3 spaces. I'm going to move her, I think we'll move her this way. 1, 2, and I guess 3 down here to this side corridor. We do not reveal an encounter token, thank goodness, but I do take a morale hit. So again, we lose another one, and I'll take our token and shuffle it up back into our pile of tokens. Now, there are probably more of the good tokens in here than there are bad tokens, and I just can't seem to find any good tokens. Now, I did forget, Lambert does have that flashlight, and our flashlight is going to save us. It does say right here, whenever you lose morale, reduce the amount lost by 1. May not used when it's not your turn. So I'm going to gain our morale back from finding that alien. So at least something good got out of there, and I got a few extra moves. And as Lambert moves through Ash, nothing happens from how I understand it. It's only if Ash encounters you that you have to actually lose a scrap or take 1 morale damage, from what I understand. If I'm wrong about that, please leave it in the comments below. Moving to Dallas's turn, he will move 1, 2, 3 for 3 of his actions. His 4th action, he's going to pick up all this scrap. This is a ridiculous amount of scrap. That is his what, 1, 2, 3, fourth action, and for his fifth action, he is going to construct, you guessed it, he's going to make our grapple gun. So let's take a look at that. Our grapple gun needs 3 scrap, and if the alien is within 3 spaces, move it up to 3 spaces. Flip this after use. Fantastic. We are going to take 3 of the scrap and discard it, leaving ourselves with 2. We'll place our grapple gun right there with our 2 scrap. It's good he's got a grapple gun and not a flamethrower, because, you know, that didn't do very good for him in the movie. We will now draw our next encounter card and see what we have found. Oh, the alien's stalking us again. It's going to move 3 spaces right to Lambert. Oh, no, it's going to go to Ripley. That's amazing. Use caution while navigating an M-class starfighter. You have dark passages. Got it. Lots of dark passages, lots of aliens, lots of badness. This alien moves 1 to right there and has found Ripley. We will lose 1, 2, 3 morale, and then we got to move her 3 spaces. She'll move 1, 2, 3 and wish that she had some kind of flashlight to help her not lose as much morale. We will now move Ripley 1, 2, 3, and she's actually going to move Lambert up here as well for her 4th action. Oh, and there's a conceal token here. I think I missed it as she came through. That is my fault. As this person ran from the alien 1, 2, 3, if this token was here, I should have revealed it as she entered this room. That was my fault. We'll enter it as Ripley goes in. Hopefully it's an all clear or something, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. Oh, no, it's Jonesy. Oh, boo. So we're going to mix that into our thing and take 1 damage. That should have happened on Lambert's turn, and I wouldn't have actually had to take this damage because she has the flashlight. But that's my fault. I totally missed the token that was sitting there. I don't know how I could. There's not too much stuff going on the board. I still missed the token laying there. So we'll lose 1 morale, and again, I should probably not have done that because Lambert should have been the one to find that token, but that's totally my fault. Ripley, of course, found Jonesy for a second time and jumped out and scared her. Let's draw our next encounter card and see what happens. We have All Quiet in the suit storage. We'll move our alien 1 space and put out some more scrap and a conceal token. This alien will move 1 towards the closest person. We have 1, 2, 3 here, and we have 1, 2, 3 on the other side of this map through here, so I'm going to move it up through the stairs. As you can see, this alien can move 1, 2, 3 to right there if it wishes to, so that's the route I've chosen it to take because the active player gets to choose in the case of a tie. Of course, the alien will never do anything to Ash because Ash is a robot. If you haven't seen the movie, well, surprise, surprise, he's a robot. And so the alien doesn't actually ever do anything to Ash as we play through the game. Our suit storage will gain 2 scrap and 1 conceal token. Lambert, for her actions, first she's going to pick up 2 of this scrap. No, she's going to pick up 1. She's going to pick up 1 of the scrap. Then she is going to use her power to look at the top encounter card. It's All Quiet in the airlock. Fantastic. It's only going to move 1 space. That is going to be okay for us. We'll put that back on top. Totally fine. Next, she has 2 more actions. I really don't think there's anything I want to do because I want to get everybody into this galley. Dallas is next, and he can pretty much make it to the galley in his turn, and we can get everybody a scrap almost except for Ripley. Maybe it's not. Maybe we got to run out of here and try to... I think we're going to run. We're going to get out of here because if any of these things come, we know that alien's going to move 1 space this way. And we have to get these other 2 things. We have to get a motion tracker, the hypersleep chamber, and we have to get the grapple gun to the garage, which we already have. We just have to activate Dallas. Let's go ahead and see what we can do with Lambert. Lambert's going to run 1, 2. I think that's going to be my best bet. Let's see what's here. Nothing. This is what the all clear with nothing around it looks like. We haven't seen one yet, but we're starting to now. We do, of course, mix these again back into the other concealed tokens, and hopefully we draw that one again when we have to. That's going to be the end of her turn. We'll draw an encounter card and see what we get. We've gotten that All Quiet. We already knew that was there. We'll move this 1 space. This is why I decided to run, because after this person's turn, it's going to be Dallas' turn, and it's probably still going to end up there, depending on what this encounter card is. Maybe this wasn't the best move. Oh, boy, who knows? I think I'm pretty bad at this game. Let's check it out. We'll put these out on the airlock. The airlock gains 2 scrap and also a conceal token as well. Dallas is in the garage with a grapple gun, so he has completed our second objective, which says bring a grapple gun to the garage. Now, I believe he should have actually completed this during his turn last time when he completed the grapple gun, because he was standing in the garage with a completed grapple gun. But just in case, I waited till his turn. I know in the other one, I just gone ahead and completed the objective. I'm not sure which way it goes. I think as soon as you have the ability to complete the objective, you can complete the objective. He's going to use his 5 actions. Now we're going to do something that's pretty risky and dumb, but we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 and go up this ladder. And from here, Dallas is going to activate his grapple gun. This is probably not the greatest plan on the planet, but we're going to do it anyway. He's going to activate his grapple gun, and notice there's a 2 here. That means he has 2 actions to be able to use, or 2 times of using this. So he's going to use it, flip it over, and he has 1 more use of his grapple gun. At this point, he can now move the alien 3 spaces. Well, as you can tell, the only places he can go is one of these 2 places. And if the alien ever encounters a person during the crew's action phase, you're going to take 2 morale hit and have to flee 3 squares. So this giant chain reaction is going to go move the alien here for 1, 2, 3 into the cockpit, totally fine. That means it's going to at one point encounter Ripley. Ripley now has to flee 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to flee her up there. At this point, we are going to take a 2 morale hit. We'll lower this 1, 2. With Dallas being done, he will draw an encounter card. He has found the stalking alien. It's going to move back 3 spaces right towards him to try to do 3 morale damage. Well, lucky, unlucky for us, 1, 2, 3 puts him right here, right back in front of Dallas. Absolutely terrible. Ripley is next. She will move 1 into the hyperspace chamber, and hypersleep chamber, I'm sorry, she has a motion tracker. That will complete our 3rd objective. I'm a little worried we're not going to make it even to the final objective. We're going to see what we can do. We bring the motion tracker to the hypersleep chamber. We have done that. We have completed the objective. We'll flip that over. That was her first action, was moving in there. I just had to bring it there. I didn't have to use it. For her second action, she's going to move back here 2. She's then going to use these stairs, and it's going to be 4 to move to the stairs. I counted those wrong. Moving 1 to the hypersleep chamber, then back into the corridor, down to the docking bay, and then down finally into our, I guess, maintenance area here right there. That's where we are. We will draw our encounter card. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's stalking us again. Oh my gosh, it does 4 morale damage. Okay, well that's it. It says, should an officer expire during the active deployment, refer to Mother for task distribution. That's awesome. Well, here we go. Our alien will move 4 spaces, 1 to right there, taking out Dallas. Dallas has, well, I shouldn't say taking out, but he's going to do 4 morale damage to Dallas, which it will take him out. Because a 4 morale hit, 1, 2, 3, will mean our crew is lost. We lost. We didn't even get to the main final objective. There you have it. That is the playthrough of Alien Fate of the Nostromo. Yes, I'll be coming back to this game, and I'll probably be coming back to it right away, because I want revenge against this alien. So the fate of the Nostromo this time was Ash got his way. He able to bring back a xenomorph to the company by flying the ship there, and we have all perished. That's absolutely fantastic. So we did worse than the movie, but we learned a little bit. We learned not to stay close to the alien or Ash. That's, I guess, rule number 1. And we kind of got some objectives done, but we'll have to work better on that next time we play the game. I'll be using different characters based on other people's comments from the unboxing video. So stay tuned for another playthrough of this, and we'll see who else is able to try to make it through the Nostromo. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough of Alien Fate of the Nostromo. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so we'll see the next playthrough and see how we do this time on the Nostromo. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. And if you're excited to see what happens to the next crew on the Fate of the Nostromo and Alien, then I need you to meet me at the table.